good afternoon and happy Sunday for all of you. And thank you so much for taking the time to be with us in this very special project. Um, the project, the Earth Day project, the Ojai Earth Day, which is 6 feet of connection back to our roots, is a very special project that is in my heart and is very important, I think, for the community and for all of us as humanity, for all us as a collective group, and as a part of 6 feet of connection and back to our roots. We have the project Rose Memorial. We're very honored to have the project Rose River Memorial. So today is a very special Sunday because we will make roses together. We will do a very special meditation with Marcos after the introduction. And I want to say thank you, first of all, to Diana Silverstone from Flourish Ojai. Diana is here with us today. And to the Ojai Arts Commission, because without them, this will not be possible, the Earth Day or any of the programs around the Earth Day week. With the Ojai Retreat Center, that is part of this engagement, this community engagement, and this very special project. Building Bridges, that is supporting myself, and I'm working in this, and Porch Gallery in Ojai. So we are really getting together and putting forces and energies and love to heal community, to heal the community through art. So to work together in this very special moment in humanity. And I think that this project, the Rose River Memorial, is such a wonderful project. I've been supporting Marcos personally since the beginning of the project, when he called me and asked me to be the godmother of the project, which it was so sweet. Back in September, Marcos, I think you have to unmute yourself.
Yeah, that was back in September.
Back in September, yes.
Yeah.
So maybe today, because I've been so close to the project Rose River Memorial, working with Marcos since last September, but I want to have Marcos actually sharing with all of us today what is the project about and what we're doing together today in this Sunday. So maybe Marcos, you want to introduce yourself. Before that, I just have to say that I worked with Marcos for several years as a curator in Los Angeles and internationally. We did we traveled together, we did some incredible adventures in several biennials and projects, international projects that I curate. And Marcos is an incredible artist, but more than anything, human being. Beautiful soul. He is actually, he has synesthesia. So in my last project with artists who have synesthesia, I worked with a group of international artists, and Marcos was one of them. And I have the pleasure to share that incredible journey and around the senses. So when he came back another time to share experiences with me and work together, it was just an honor to support him with this collective memorial. So Marcos, please introduce yourself. Thank you again. Thank you for giving all your creativity and all this time to all of us.
Well, thank you for the introduction, Marisa, and thank you for supporting the project with Building Bridges. And you've been more than a fairy godmother. You've been the heart and soul of so much of the project so far, and I'm very happy to bring it out to the Ojai community. Some of you may recognize my last name, perhaps, because my great aunt wrote Krishnamurti's biographies, two or three biographies of Krishnamurti, and so I've, even though I grew up in England, I was aware of Ojai through my great aunt, and had always imagined it to be a very, very special place, and which was confirmed to me when I have visited it many times. So it feels very amazing to be able to bring this project to Ojai, to the Ojai community. It's almost like a kind of coming home. I'm being very influenced by Krishnamurti's philosophies in my own work and my own approach. So I see that that you've hosted great minds and great approaches there in Ojai. So what I wanted to do was start off with a bit of a slideshow so I could give a little bit of background about the project. And then we'll do a short guided meditation. I do this to kind of put us in a kind of focal point of what the project is about and why we're doing it, rather than just crafting. And then we'll make some roses, and I think we'll probably finish on the hour or even before. So I'm going to start off with the kind of end goal of what we're doing, which is to make a memorial that commemorates those who've died in Ventura County at the retreat, meditation retreat that Marisa has kindly put us in touch with. And this is a kind of mock-up of what it may look like. So we'll see how it goes. Hopefully there'll be even more roses on the ground as well, that will memorialize all those who've been lost to COVID in Ventura County and possibly beyond. Rose River Memorial, I started it in August with Tilly Hinton, who helped kind of establish where it was going. And the whole point about the project is that it's made in community and with community and by community, and it really belongs to the community. So I'm pretty much the kind of orchestrator or the conductor of this large community that's made by all sorts of people. And since starting it in August, our first installation was in October the 23rd at Self-Help Graphics, which is in East LA. It's an amazing place that's been working with the community for over 50 years, mostly with the Latino community. And so the way the Rose Memorial works is that we make one rose for each person that's died from COVID. So this memorial was for everybody who died from COVID in Boyle Heights and unincorporated East LA. And there you can see me putting up the roses. And I was going back every couple of weeks and unfortunately kind of adding more and more roses. Then we building bridges, and Marisa and the building bridges board and Petra Eco as well. We talked about maybe doing a memorial on the west side to represent those who passed away on the west side. And so we started that memorial on December the 12th. And on the netting, you can see one rose for each person who died on the west side, which was everything west of La Cienega Boulevard and everything north of LAX Airport and south of Malibu. And then, wow, you can see over the time that the installation was there, which they very kindly kept for way longer than a kind of usual installation. You can see all the roses that were accumulated, many of them through the Kiwanis, this special club, series of clubs actually. And they made lots of roses, but also a lot of roses were made just by individuals in the community or family members. And just like in Ojai, we made some kits that we handed out to the community. December 31st, we made a memorial on the beach near Santa Monica, and we did a land acknowledgement with Tina Calderon of the Tongva tribe. And so we sent prayers out. This was obviously the last day of 2020, which had been such a brutal and unexpected year. And actually in the Tongva cosmology, the souls migrate across the ocean towards the setting sun when they die. So it kind of happened to kind of fit in with the Tongva narrative. Then a kind of key date was January the 19th, which was the day before incoming President Biden became president, and he did the first national COVID acknowledgement in Washington, D.C. along the Mall, where he lit up these lights. And we made this memorial that kind of resonated with that first kind of gesture, national gesture of acknowledging COVID. Then actually the memorial in Bergamont Station has moved outside. And so we had an opening there with the city of Santa Monica. The city sponsored or helped fund the project through the Art of Recovery program. So it's actually still there if anybody is down in West LA. Both the self-help graphics one and this one in Bergamont Station are there. The next key date was March the 1st, which was declared National COVID Memorial Day by 170 different mayors around the US. And if perhaps the mayor of Ojai may be interested in helping add Ojai to the list of cities that would like to proclaim the first Monday of March COVID Memorial Day. Here, this is at the Orange County Museum of Art. There's 4,000 roses. Again, it was like a kind of when like two or 3 weeks before, when we handed out the kits, the death toll was about 3,600. So we had to add 400 roses, which is tragic. And that same day, we also did a memorial in Texas, in Rio Grande Valley, which has been really, really hard hit. And we couldn't actually find a place to do our memorial. So in the end, we rented a refrigeration truck that are used often in outside hospitals or in cemeteries to hold the surge of people who've passed away. And so we held the memorial in the truck and moved it around to different key places. Then the Orange County Memorial was moved to from the museum. It was moved to the Christ Cathedral, which is in Garden Grove, and that memorial is there. It's going to remain there till June. So if you're down in Orange County, that's where you can find that one. We're just working on different memorials in different parts of the country. This one is in the library on the right is Kansas City in Missouri, and that's slated for about June. And then the one on the left was just a kind of preliminary memorialization with about 600 roses in the University of Minnesota, St. Louis. This is something we're going to do in the next couple of weeks in the Capitol building of Topeka in Kansas. And then we've got hopes that we can maybe bring the memorial to the Rose Garden, which has the appropriate name, or and especially to the Washington, D.C. Mall, where we're aiming to make over 500,000 roses to display there. And so every rose that's made in Ojai and by people in Ojai will eventually hopefully make its way to this National COVID Memorial. And so that's basically a quick summary of where the project is going. There's a lot of different ramifications, and every day there's a new aspect to it. I'm just checking about the freezing, the chats. Okay, good. Does anyone have any questions at this stage? You're on mute, Marisa.
I think you can unmute yourself.
Or if there's anything you'd like to add to that journey.
Well, I just have to say that it was an incredible journey for me to be witnessing all this healing in the community through your project, Marcos. So I think I have nothing else to share. I want to hear your meditation, go through it, and really move forward.
And Diana?
Yes, I'm curious what inspired you. How did this come to you to do this?
Well, I work a lot with consciousness in my own work as an artist, and I work actually a lot with hypnosis, and I've always been interested in the unconscious, and emotions, and as Marisa said, synesthesia, which is the kind of crossover of the senses. So anything that happens kind of in terms of our engagement with the outside world seems worthwhile. And it wasn't an immediate call to action. I at the beginning of the lockdown in March, I started doing these hypnosis sessions. I did them 1 a week, and people logged in to Zoom. Zoom was kind of like an unknown kind of platform at that time, and people logged in from all over the world actually to be part of these meditations. And it was just 1 a week, and I think it helped structure people's week in a certain way, and also deal with this kind of anxiety about what this kind of beast was. So I did 12 of those sessions, which was lasted 3 months, and then we came out of lockdown, and I was just looking at the statistics of death in Los Angeles, and I saw that actually just before July the 4th, there was no deaths at all in Los Angeles. And I suppose the death rate had really tapered down in a lot of the states. But then 4th of July came, everybody was gathering, and then it just started taking off again. And so by August, I thought that something had to be done on a bigger collective level than just, these meditations. And so I thought we should memorialize COVID. One of the big reasons that got me going was that I felt that COVID was being underplayed and kind of swept under the carpet by the administration. And so I thought, well, maybe we could do a memorial, before the elections, just to kind of make people remember what's going on this year. And that the elections obviously were coming up fast in November, and I realized that I just didn't have time to deal, to do a full scale installation in Washington, D.C. So it became just a longer project. And, we're it's work in progress. Every day is tricky, but, since it's a community project, it's been amazing to see the outpouring of help and support from all different parts of the community.
Well, it's a beautiful vision. Thank you. And it's a call to action for community where we can give back. And it feels so beautiful that it's that reciprocity.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of what I've been hearing is that, luckily, thankfully, not all families have lost a loved one. But it also allows those who haven't lost loved ones to be able to kind of show that support to those who've been through, the frontline grieving process.
Exactly. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and as I say, Marcos, I want to add this. I think the losses, the community is there in so many different levels, because it's the loss of touching each other, hugging each other, this, to wear something that separate like a wall, like the mask is actually separating everybody, is covering your smile, is the losses in general. So I think the collective grieving for this project it goes behind, like, anything else. It's a healing. It's really a healing process for society and for community, which I found it totally incredible. Your vision, your passion toward that is
yeah.
incredible.
There's a lot of mental health fallout too. I just heard about so many suicides, like almost like definitely every week. But it's just like people they just can't handle it, and there's been a lot of death too, because people haven't been able to go and visit the doctor, to get a normal checkup, and then things have got worse, and then school kids that haven't been able to congregate at school, and from the super tragic to the just this kind of fallout that's going to happen over months and perhaps years as well. So hopefully we're helping with that and helping the community heal.
That's why I love the name 6 Feet of Connection.
Yeah.
for connecting us as opposed to separating us. So yeah,
it's really reconnecting with the earth, with the mother earth, and reconnecting us as a society, as a humanity. I think it's a very important, even anything help, any small change that we make a day, every day, change the bigger picture for all of us. So thank you again, Marcos, and maybe you want to start.
Okay. So whenever you're ready, it'll be a couple of minutes meditation, guided meditation. So whenever you're ready, just close your eyes and take a deep breath. And as you listen to the sound of my voice, just allow yourself just to relax more and more, deeper and deeper. And I'd like you to feel that heavy relaxation just coming down around the top of your head and down around your eyes and inside your mouth, beginning to relax. Your tongue feeling very heavy and very relaxed. And I'd like that heavy relaxation now just to come down through your throat and down over your shoulders. And feeling that relaxation now just going down over your chest and down through your hips and all the way down your back. And feeling that heavy relaxation now just going down over your arms, your biceps and triceps, your elbows, your forearms, your wrists and your hands as they're resting there very comfortable and very relaxed. And I like that feeling of heavy relaxation now just going down through your legs, your knees, the backs of your knees, your calf muscles and shins, and all the way down to your feet as they're resting there very comfortably and very relaxed. And in a few moments, I'd like you to imagine yourself in your favorite place in Ojai, just resting there. Perhaps you could imagine yourself on a hammock, spread out between two trees. And I'd like you to feel yourself in that hammock, just without a care in the world, just rocking back and forth in the gentle breeze, hearing the sound of the birds and the trees above you, and the blue sky above now. And as you're feeling so incredibly relaxed in this hammock, it's almost as if you're just dreaming and drifting. And I'd like you to begin to feel and sense how you could just begin to just drift down into the ground and feel your body going deeper and deeper into the ground, this sacred ground of Ojai, a sacred space for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I'd like you to feel yourself just going deeper and deeper into the ground, feeling your body transforming itself, nourishing itself deep inside the ground. And as you're dreaming and drifting, I'd like you to begin to feel and sense how your body itself could be beginning to turn into a rose, a beautiful flower with a wonderful scent of rose. Your body turning into petals, and those petals just beginning to move and sense themselves as your body now, blossoming outwards beautifully. And as you're dreaming and drifting now, I'd like you just to imagine these petals just blowing in the breeze and floating off into the breeze. And that's good. And as you're dreaming and drifting slowly, I'm going to count up from 1 to 10. And when we reach 10, we'll be wide awake and back in the space we started from, ready to make the roses. 1, coming back in your own time now. 2, feeling and sensing yourself. Gathering yourself up now. 3, coming back now in your own time now. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Wide awake and back in the space that you started from. So how's everybody feeling? Good? Great. Hopefully refreshed. I know that the whole aspect of making a memorial for COVID is kind of can fill you with grief or sadness, but there's also a lot of hope and happiness in actually being able to do something and contribute in a positive way. So sorry about the traffic sounds. I just wanted to do it outside because since this is dedicated to Earth Day, and there's something that I will want to show you at the end of this event down there, which is very transformative. So what I'd like to invite you to do is when you're ready, hopefully you have some felt from the kits that were handed out. So if you could go and grab your felt, and I'm actually need a lid, so I'm just going to grab that.
Marcos, if you can unmute yourself.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh, it's okay.
So apart from what's in the kit, we do need three things. We need something circular, something round, about 9 inches in diameter, roughly. And we need some scissors, hopefully sharp scissors, and then something to draw on the felt, like a Sharpie, something like that. But a pencil can also work if necessary. So how's everybody doing? Do you have the materials? If you, for some reason, don't have any felt, you can still do this practice with some paper. And then when you get felt, you can also obviously get felt and glue from a craft store. So I'm gonna
actually, I'm sorry to interrupt, but everybody's aware probably that there are free kits, free materials at Porch Gallery, at Ojai Retreat and Flourish Ojai, so you can pick up your materials at any time, even during this week before Earth Day.
So anyway, as I say, if you don't have felt with you, you may just enjoy doing this with paper or something like that. So I'm going to tilt the camera down so that you can see what I'm doing down here. So you grab some felt, you put your round circular template down on the felt, and then you grab your pen and you draw a circle on the felt like this, whoops, like that. And so you should have a circle drawn on your felt. Okay, so you grab your scissors and we're gonna just cut this circle out. So it doesn't have to be super exact. You can just use it as a guide. Nature is always a bit kind of wobbly and singular, so perfect circles don't necessarily exist in nature, so it's fine if we don't do a perfect circle. Anyway, here I am cutting the circle out like this. And so hopefully some of you have got a circle ready. Maybe you could hold it up if and when you've got your circle ready. There we go. How are you doing, Kamiko and Diana? Oh, you've already got your spiral going. Wow, you're ahead of the game. How's everybody going with the circle?
Just cutting away.
Everybody can unmute if you want to, because this is more like a kind of gathering as opposed to a lecture. So if you'd like to unmute and just be part of the conversation, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to put this down, and then the next step is to make a spiral. So you start off on the outside edge, and then you draw a curve a curved line, and you can see that the curved line is growing wider. It's kind of diverging from the outside. So you keep that line diverging into a spiral shape, roughly like this, approximately like that. It doesn't have to be exactly like that, but basically it starts off like a finger's width, you know, and then 2 fingers width, and then it just gets wider and wider. But you'll notice that the spiral doesn't it doesn't keep going on and on and on. It's like about 1.5 turns at the most. So now comes the fun part, which is we just cut along that line like this. So I'm just cutting along the line like this. There we go. There we go. Okay, perfect. So now you've hopefully got this kind of thing, almost like, looks like a dragon or something. It's like a streamer, and you'll notice that it has like a kind of round platform in the middle that will turn into the base of the rose. And then it basically tapers off like a tail. So what I do is I put it down. I put it down here like this. And so it's ready to go. And I grab some glue, which hopefully you've got some glue. You've got maybe some E6000 or some similar glue. The main thing is we wanted the glue to be waterproof, because since the memorial is going to be out of doors, we just wanted it to be waterproof. Thank you. I got some tea. If you want some tea or something, I wish I could give you some of mine, but
Sweet.
How's the spirals going? Hey, oh, we're onto the glue as well. Okay, let's see. Actually, this one.
Waiting to hear.
Okay, so what we do is we start at the tail end, and what I do is I put about 3 blobs of glue to start with, and I start rolling this little, you know, from the start of it, from the tail end, we start rolling it up very simply and easily. So we just start rolling up the fabric. And one thing that's kind of important is that the roll, you just keep the roll going to the spiral edge, not to the outside edge. So it kind of stays flat. It stays flat along this line. So I'm going to put a bit more glue, 3 more blobs, kind of P-shaped blobs, and most kind of like favoring it along the edge, along this kind of edge, the inside edge.
Oh, shoot.
Okay.
On the outside edge.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, so anyway, so the inside edge is where it's at ideally, because what happens is the outside edge begins to kind of it kind of begins to do whatever it wants to do it, because it's like the petal area. Anyway, so keep rolling and keep that bottom edge aligned. You see how it's kind of aligned.
Oops.
And then we just put, let's say, 3 more blobs of glue like this.
He says keep the bottom edge aligned.
And
Is that the inside edge?
I don't know.
yeah, the inside edge where the spiral.
Inside edge aligned.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll put a little bit more glue and roll it up a little bit more. I feel like it's almost like a cooking show.
Yeah.
I wish we could eat these. Maybe that's another type of material. And then finally, when you've rolled it all up, you're left with the kind of base that we talked about earlier. So what we do is we put a couple of blobs, a bit more than just one drop, 2 or 3 blobs right in the center there. You can see that right in the center. And then what we do is we just press that center up against our base. And I actually put my finger in there and push it against the base, push the base with one hand, and then push the rose against the base.
Good, Kimiko.
And that's
You
it.
have the rose.
And there you have your rose, your beautiful rose.
Totally.
Show it to us. Can you?
Magic.
Okay. It sits on that
Just
little
on,
round
on
part.
this part.
I think so, on the round part in the middle.
You want to hold up your rose, and then we could take a snapshot or a screenshot. Marisa, could you take a?
Yes, I can do that. Let me just do the view, the gallery, and I can take that. Yes, if you can show put it near the camera, or that's great.
That's a beautiful rose.
Beautiful.
Is that your first one, Kimiko?
No, actually, I went door to door yesterday, and I made with friends all
my
these.
And thank you. Thank you so
That's
much.
Yeah.
So how did you go to, like, you went door to door, and then you, like, at each place you made the roses?
Well,
Or-
I had friends that were interested in helping, so I went to visit each one, and we just made them together. Yeah, and I'm going to do that, I think, for the rest of the week. I'm going to go to the Chamber of Commerce on Monday and make it with the guy who runs that, Jamie. And then I'm just going to keep doing that for the rest of the week.
That's
Thank you
beautiful.
so much.
Oh, I love it, Kimiko.
Oh, yeah, no, it's been fun because I haven't seen these people in so long. So it's been nice to see
Wow.
them.
It's a way of reconnecting, isn't it?
Oh, it's great, absolutely. And they're simple to make and they're fun. And you can crank out a lot of them very fast.
Marcos, for you to know, Kimiko's been supporting us with the promotion and everything on Earth Day, which is fantastic.
Thank you, Kimiko.
Oh yeah, my pleasure.
That's
My pleasure.
so great. Thank you. And Diana, how are you doing? Diana,
Oh, this is my first one.
it's coming together.
Lovely.
Beautiful.
Very good. Is that
And Shivani, you have one? Show yours. Here's Shivani.
hi, Shivani?
That's
Hi.
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Wow, you're a
Thank you,
pro.
Giovanni. Oh,
Yeah.
beautiful.
We're gonna
Yay.
hire you both for making 100,000.
It really is simple, isn't it? It's just,
It's fun.
Yeah, it is very
Yeah.
magical. Actually, in our investigations of roses actually obviously they radiate outwards, but they are spirals, which I hadn't realized until doing this project. They actually repeat. Each petal is at 144 degrees from the next one, and so it comes back to itself after 1.5, actually 2 turns, which is kind of like magical. So if you next time you look at a rose, you'll see how it keeps.
Wow, I will. Yeah.
We've seen the spirals in the rose garden. We've seen them grow in spirals and their petals be in spirals.
Exactly.
It's really obvious.
Yeah. Well, you're smart. You're very observant. A lot of people just kind of, a rose is a rose is a rose.
No.
Well, we have a big rose garden here in Ojai. It's so prolific. It's
Wow, fantastic.
And they're all so unique.
yes.
Yeah, and it's incredible to see the patterns of people making roses, because we just see all these different sizes and all these different characters that you share and you show with the way that you make your rose, which is incredible to receive all these roses. We receive how many hundreds and thousands of roses, around this month, and you see how different each of one is according of how the person is making the rose, if more open, more closed, smaller, larger one, and you can tell a lot about the personality also, no? It's interesting. It's,
Right.
yes.
Yeah. But it's what's lovely. It's a ritual. It's like you're actually actively doing something with your hands and your intention, and it's a lovely offering. I know we spilled some on the table, some glue.
It was interesting because in Building Bridges, every time that I sit in the desk, when we were having the memorial, I sat and I started making roses. So when people were coming in, immediately they just tried to sit with me and make roses with me, which is beautiful. It's just so touching.
Yeah.
I agree.
Like Kamiko, you just said you just sit with friends and
Yeah.
Oh,
way
it was
to
so
be together.
nice. Yeah. And even if it's only for 20 minutes, because that's all you really need is you know,
It's few
15 to
minutes.
20 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't take long.
It's not like, Lisa from Porch Gallery, she's planning to do the same this week. She's planning to go to all like friends' house and friends of the gallery and create a little groups to make roses this week. That's what
That's nice.
it's so sweet.
Yeah.
Hopefully everybody's been vaccinated pretty much, or
Yes.
distancing or whatever. But
Yeah.
In distance and
Yeah. And I think everybody in Ojai has been relatively safe. I mean, most of the people that I've visited they're like me, they don't go out except to go to the grocery store, and everything else they're doing inside. So it was the first time that I'd seen a lot of people. No, I shouldn't say a lot of people because there was only like 3 and 2 of them live next door. So yeah.
beautiful.
Nice
to like rediscover friends.
Yeah.
Such a long kind of isolation.
Yeah.
And also like rediscover conversation. Because like on Zoom, everything's so kind of result oriented, and you know you don't want to be chatting away, but there's something beautiful about just conversations that kind of lead from one idea to the next. And
absolutely.
Will there be kits out later in the week? I heard the rumor that there might be kits still out, because I have my notes here so I can do mine when I get to Ojai later this week. So are there still going to be kits available?
I haven't driven by today to see how many are at Flourish Ojai. Hi, Gracie.
Hi. Well, I'll cross my fingers. I didn't get to come to Ojai to get one before this, but I
went by Flourish last night around 5, and there was about maybe 10 kits left.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people, and I have.
Oh, that's good.
I'll go by. I have to go to town today, so I'll make sure. I'll stop by and get one.
Diana, I would love that. I would love that. And if they're all gone by then, that's still good. That means everybody's participating. So
yeah.
I mean,
hi, Shivani.
Hi, Gracie. Hi, Vanessa. Hi, Kamiko.
Hi, Julia,
and
Susie, and
Shauna, Julia.
Yeah. Yes, let's go for that. Yeah. Well, Shivani's really cranking it out. I've made 2. She's on her 4th one. So.
Actually, my neighbors, they've been making roses for the past month. So I gave like packages from Building Bridges, and I think we're gonna have them going and offering the roses during the memorial, which is great. They all and they're just sending me pictures of boxes and how they're moving forward with the roses, which is great.
So sometimes, if you know somebody who has lost somebody to COVID, it's possible to write the name of that person on the rose, or maybe attach a little ribbon with the name. Or
great idea.
Or sometimes, even print out a photograph and laminate it and bring it to the